So doing a quick walkthrough here of the practice test, you'll see the instructions are up here. So there's what you need to do, the sheet you're doing it in, and then a little bit more explanation. So let's just go through here to do the zone for each customer as explained in the instructions. We'll do zone equals v lookup. And I'm going to open this. Zones determined by zip code, so I'll look up that value. I'm going to look it up over here in my zone table. Making sure I don't get the header. I want the second column to be the value returned, and I am going to want that to be an approximate match because I don't have every value listed. The area between the values is of interest. So I have that there. I had named that range in advance, so I don't have to put the dollar signs in front of it. I would need to put dollar signs if I had not already named it. So that determines my zone. The next thing that I want to do on that is the shipping cost for each customer. So let me do the shipping cost, and I'm going to wrap text so that there we go. And my shipping cost will be in the rate table. So I will look up the weight is how we determine the shipping cost in the rates table. So you see that I look up the weight right here. And based off of that, then we get the column index. That's going to depend on the zone, but we'll go over that in a little bit. For now, let's just put 2 just to have something there, and an approximate match as well. Now let's look up here, and looking at the rate table, you'll see that what determines the rate is the weight and the zone that it's in. I had changed this from what yours was for a class demonstration, so put this back to what it should be. So there's the zones. Zone 2 is in the second column, zone 3 is in the third, so on and so forth, so that makes that easy. If they didn't happen to line up that way, I could use a zone conversion where I could say which zone went to which. But since they do line up well, then don't have to worry about that. So to determine my zone here, I just refer to right there. So zone 6 is in the 6th column, and everything looks good there. So there's my shipping cost. And then for my handling fee, I added these up here. Maximum weight for free shipping is 50 pounds. Handling fee is $5 if it is over the 50 pounds. So for the handling fee here, I can either use a VLOOKUP or I could use a if statement. If statement's easier, so I'm just going to say if the weight is greater than 50, then we'll apply the handling fee. Otherwise, 0 handling fee. Okay. And then I need to do the dollar signs on these two, so it looks like the red and the purple, so that way the rows don't change. And if I look here at this one that's 65 pounds, I see that it does do the $5, so we're good there. Here's our shipping and handling combined. All these are currency, so I'm going to go ahead and format those. So now you can see that there's my shipping cost, handling fee, and shipping and handling. If I did not want to show the handling fee separate, since there's so many blanks in there, I could just add a plus here and do that, and then that would be my shipping and handling fee If you go down to here with it, you'll see there that it adds the 5 in. So that would be a way to do it without including a handling fee column. Either way is perfectly fine. It doesn't matter which one you do, just whichever way makes the most sense to you. So there's the shipping cost, handling fee, shipping and handling. Now I also want to know a few more things. So Control N to go at the bottom here, and I'm going to copy the other things I want to know and paste them over here. And then I can look all this up. So total shipping cost for all packages. And let me just go here, up here in the view. I'm going to freeze panes. I'm just going to freeze that row there. Is that going to do what I want? Let's see. Nah, no, I need to do the freeze panes, sorry. So freeze panes, unfreeze panes, freeze panes. There we go. Okay. Now that leaves my headers up there so I can see what's happening. So my equals sum and okay. So there is the sum of the handling fees and total without handling is going to be equals sum total shipping cost for all packages is your format does not have to be identical to what I'm doing on this. If you wanted them up on one line here, you could do that, and then just link down to the appropriate place would work as well. I'm going to do that real quick just to show you what I mean. So total shipping cost for all packages is there. Total shipping cost without handling for all packages. And actually, I could put them over here to have them closer. So total shipping cost without handling for all packages is there. Lowest total shipping costs charged for an individual package, highest total. We'll look those up in just a little bit. Let's see. Oh, okay. And actually, we'll do this now. So equals total shipping costs. So equals min. Okay. Equals max. Average. How many packages were 50 pounds or over? Okay, the range that we check to see if it's 50 pounds or over is the weight. And then the criteria is greater than or equal to 50. Got to make sure to put that equal in there because it is a or over one. So total handling fees collected. If I had not already done that in a separate column, handling fees would be easy to get just by saying our total including handling minus our without including handling, and comes up to the same number. Total shipping cost for packages 50 pounds or over. So sum if criteria 50 pounds or over, put the quotation marks in front of that, and then if that criteria is met, then I want to sum that range. Okay. So that looks good so far. Lowest total shipping cost charged to a customer with a package under 50 pounds. So that's going to be the same as the total anyway, since there's a correlation between the, but we'll go ahead and do that. So this will not be on the test because I didn't demonstrate it in class. So therefore it would not be fair to do it on the test, but let's just do a real quick pivot table here. Okay. And then okay, so I want to get the minimum shipping cost where the weight here is less than or equal to, was it 50? I'll double check here and make sure. Package under 50 pounds, lowest total. Okay. And you'll see right there that at the aggregate level it gives us the 7 and it's 7 even, so we're good there. And okay. And then highest total. $49.36. Okay. So that gets all those knocked out. Format so that the fill color will become yellow for individual items with total shipping over 30. Okay. I'm going to do my conditional formatting, highlight rules, and it's greater than, and here custom format, the fill color yellow. I don't really care what shade of yellow. Okay, so that works, and then what was the average shipping cost for each state? I'm doing that in the states column. I had that worked earlier, but then, okay. So for that, we're looking at average, and I want to do an average if, because I don't want the whole average, I just want the average if a certain criteria are made. And the criteria I'm matching here is the state. Okay. So average if the state equals, and I'm going to go through and update this in just a little bit. I'm just going to put a state there, and then I'll show you where to update it in just a second. And then the average range, end arrow up while holding down shift, and then we'll do that. Now that's the average for Arkansas. Instead of putting Arkansas there, I want to refer to Alabama, and then keep my ranges the same, so F4 will make that an absolute reference. And you'll see Arkansas came up with the same number that we had earlier. So that works out pretty decent as far as all that goes. Fairly quick and easy. Sort states alphabetically in the state worksheet. I've already done that, but you would just click over here in the state column, data, and then sort alphabetically. If it does your header row as well, sometimes it will, you can go here and it says my data has headers, and it won't sort the header row that way, so be sure to check for that. Make a bar chart showing shipping cost by state. State should be sorted in A to Z order on the worksheet. On the chart, state should be A to Z order as well. So, and we want to make a new sheet called state average shipping cost for that, and it will look something like this. So there's my state average shipping cost. Select all my states, and then I'm going to insert a bar chart. Okay, so there's my bar chart. And average shipping cost by state. I have all the states showing now, so that's good. I could change font size and things on those lines if I wanted to make it look different as well. So just going to cut that, and then for state average shipping cost, I'm going to paste it over here. And you notice these are not in the order that I want them to be in, so I'm going to format my axis, put my categories in reverse order, and then it's alphabetically starting from the top, which is how I would want it. So that's good. And then when I look at this, I've got a nice little visual representation of how I want this to be. So I just got to make sure that I either adjust my font size and stuff in here to make it smaller so that everything will fit, or that I am able to see all the states in some way or another, so I can do that by adjusting some of the sizing. I'd rather it all fit on one thing like that. So right there I've got it where I can see it. Okay. That concludes with everything that you had to do other than a little bit of formatting. The formatting we did is this is good, that's good, that's good. Everything looks good with this. Let's go back to we did the states table as well. So there's the states, and I'm just going to do some bolding there for the states. So pin that here. I want to bold those. That column needs to be wider. That looks fine. And if I wanted to add another line at the bottom for overall average, I could, but I'm going to leave it like it is for now. And that looks fine. Oh, the other thing I could have done over here if I wanted to be able to see this more is just adjust the size a little bit. And that helps as well. So and then everything's shown on one thing. But as a user, I can do that as well. I want to move my rate table back to the end, my zone conversion back to the end. The pivot table, move back there. Get those out of the way that way. Then they're not as distracting to anyone. The figure and the instructions you don't need once after it's done, so you can move those to the back as well. I wouldn't take off for not doing that. I'm just nitpicking at this point. So, okay. So now when I look at the instructions here, as I went, I did some formatting anyway. But let's just kind of look and see what all we have here. The freeze panes, let's unfreeze those. Okay, so I'm wanting to center this, and right now it's merged, so I can merge or not, and then I want to center this across the whole selection. So here for alignment, center across selection, and now it's centered. You'll notice these others are not centered across the whole selection. So let's just go ahead and do the center across whole selection as well there. And last but not least, center across whole selection. Okay, that looks good. This looks fine. That looks fine. Okay. Everything looks good. Just to make sure my width is right, if I double click, it puts it to the width it should be. And in that instance, I probably don't want it to go that wide because these are making it wider than it should be. So that's not good. I'm going to undo my, I'd actually already done my column widths on that before, so I'm good there. Okay, everything looks good to me on that. If I wanted to, I could do centering on that. I think it looks fine the way it is. Those probably look just a little bit better centered. But that's personal judgment. I would not take off for something that minute. As long as it looks nice, that's the main thing. And if I wanted to take off this first part there, I could as well. I'm just going to leave it like it is though for now, so that will work. Okay, that is all that I have on that. Actually, yeah, that's all I have on that. So if you have any questions, be sure and let me know, and we can go over that real quick. So here's the, okay, so, and that's a wrap.